you're the new candidate. All right. For CSEC. All right. Please. Take a seat. Take a seat. What does that mean? Take a seat. 1, 7, 8, 9, 6, 2, 4. But what does it mean? Take a seat. Does it mean take a chair, grab one, take one for yourself? Does it mean that? Is the action, the verb, is it to take? Or is it more the action of to be seated, to take a seat wherever you are comfortable? Human phrases fascinate me. I've always been interested in them, ever since I met my first one. Human, that is. Idioms, I think they call them. Phrases. But still, there is an ambiguity to them all. A lack of clarity, don't you think? When you work on the Citadel, when you work for Citadel security, well, there isn't any room for that kind of ambiguity. Everything needs to be crystalline clear. Everything needs to be in order, understandable, and of course, within the letters of the law. I have to admit, you are not what I expected. I've read your record, and I'm impressed. Not many people have a record like that. So, as with any case, I have to ask you, who, what, why? I have to investigate you. Is that all right? Do you understand? Well, some of your kind might be a little uncomfortable with the idea of a Turian investigating them, especially one who they have not even been formally introduced to. We can eliminate that first obstacle. My name is Garrus. Pleased to meet you. I believe that the traditional exchange at this junction is to shake hands. Well, we're all about accommodating customs and traditions and variety on the Citadel. As you know, it's a melting pot of different races, species, cultures. Sometimes that can be difficult to police. And sometimes we need to take more extreme measures in order to ensure the continued safety of all the denizens who call this place home. Or, at least, home away from home. This interview follows a standardized, regimented pattern that I'm sure you're used to. Given your background, it would make sense that you have experience in this field. Questions and answers, assessments, information, collection thereof. All the things associated with a decent, well-constructed and executed investigation are all the objectives that I have for this interview today. That doesn't mean that it'll be easy. And you can fail the interview. But, at the very least, rest assured that you'll be given due consideration, regardless of any mistakes you make, or anything like that. The first thing that we need to do is to calibrate your uplink to the CSEC, or Citadel, matrix. It's compatible with most formats, don't worry. I just need to run through things, a few things through with you to make sure that you're all hooked up, so you have access to all the databases and records that we have. Standard procedure. It isn't part of the test, or, well, maybe it is. That's up to you to decide, isn't it? All right. Okay, so, look right ahead at me. That's it. You should see a small circle appear in your vision. It might be on the periphery, but it should make its way to the center as soon as possible. Can you see it? Good. I need you to follow my instructions as carefully as you can, and if you get confused or anything, just let me know, and we can stop and start again, okay? Good. For now, just relax and try to follow what I say as closely as possible. All right, so you can see the dot in the middle of the eye, right? Like I said, nothing to worry about. We're just calibrating the uplink. After this, you'll be connected to the CSEC Academy database, and you can access information about cases and things like that for review, also for training purposes. Is that all? Okay, good. The dot in the middle of your screen. Focus on it. Yeah, it'll be white or blue, depending on the mood. Now, that dot will start to move or appear in different parts of your visuospatial space. Okay? What I need you to do is, when you see the dot disappear, with your eyes, not your head, your eyes, look to where the dot is as quickly as possible. Can you do that for me? All right. We'll do a test run first. Stare at the dot in the middle of the screen. When it disappears, look to where it goes. That's it. Good work. Now, it'll go back to the middle. What I need you to do is the same again. When it disappears, concentrate. Look at where it goes. All right? And you go ahead and do that. It'll happen a few times. I'll let you know when it's done. good? Excellent. Well, we're getting the data we need, don't worry. Okay, that should be enough. All right, you should now be connected to the CSEC Academy database. That means that you can look at information, catch up on cases. Also, if you pass this interview, you'll be able to access your own personal profile as well as your caseload. But for now, just to finalize the completion of the uplink, I need you to close your eyes briefly for me. Can you do that? Thank you. All right, close them now. Perfect. And open them again. All right, one more time. Close them. And open them again. Good. How was that? Not too grueling for you, I hope. All right. That's right. Now the test proper begins. Are you ready? I should hope so. Remember, who, what, why. You know, it's funny. In life, we're encouraged to forget the why. In Turian culture especially. Why is not a good question. What, how, who. Those things are fine, but why? Not important. We see it as a philosophical problem or an issue, but in detective work, especially on the Citadel, why is sometimes all we need. Like I said, it's a melting pot of different cultures and peoples, and that can be intimidating to some, confusing to others. It makes the why even more important because, well, it's up to us to understand it. And part of that is breaking down barriers, cultural or otherwise. The test is geared to assess your psychological profile when dealing with issues that relate to different cultures or societies, or even species, as this will be a bulk of your work. Typically, following a successful application, the candidate will be placed for patrol on the Presidium. This is considered one of the easier roles to begin with. It's mainly dignitaries and the wealthy. Doesn't tend to have the kind of criminality that you might see on some of the outer worlds or even on the wards down in the basement. All right. These are standardized questions, so don't be alarmed and please try not to take offense. Question 1. There is a dispute between two merchants. One of the merchants works on the Presidium quarter and the other in the wards. The wards merchant claims that the Presidium merchant is uppercutting the prices. That because of the clientele and access to more affluent denizens of the Citadel, it is easier for the Presidium merchant to make more money. As an officer for CSEC, how would you respond to this complaint? And furthermore, how would you resolve it? Over to you. Let me stop you right there. No. You weren't saying anything wrong. Quite the contrary. You were saying everything that we needed to hear. Everything that the executor and everyone else would want to hear. All the corrected answers and boilerplate responses. I think that's a term that will guarantee you a position in CSEC. But I am interviewing you for a position at CSEC. However, I'm also interviewing you for a different position. For a while now, I've been working on my own, case to case. Turians don't mind this. We operate better, more efficiently alone. Pack mentality and committee can't get in the way of decision making. But I'll tell you what else can get in the way of decision making. Red tape, bureaucracy, rules. So yes, I am interviewing you for a position at CSEC, but how would you like to be interviewed for a role as my partner? You'd work closely with me to investigate and solve cases throughout the Citadel. Good. Because I think you've got what it takes. That's why I wanted to interview you personally. So, if you'd like to work with me, there are only really 3 questions that matter. All right? When you came in, I offered you a seat. And I went on and on about taking a seat, something like that. Human, vernacular, phrases, things like that. During that time, I said a series of 7 numbers. Maybe you remember. If you can, I'd appreciate it if you could recite those numbers for me in the correct order. Good. 1, 7, 8, 9, 6, 2, 4. Those are the correct numbers. Recall. Recall is the most important aspect of being a CSEC officer, in my opinion. Recall and being able to sniff out the bull. I think that's a phrase, too. Eyewitness testimony is unreliable. We have cameras, of course, but they can only cover so much. They film what happens, black and white, action, scene by scene. They film what happens at the scene, but they don't film what happens up there. However, being able to accurately and efficiently record information is an imperative duty of a CSEC operative, especially someone who will be working with me. All right. Question 2. Now, this may seem like a simple question. It may even seem like a meaningless one. What is my name? Very good. Garrus, yes, but you gave me my full name. I did not give you my full name when we first met. That means that you did your due diligence. You did your homework. You also didn't know that it was going to be me interviewing you today, and yet still you knew my name. That is exactly the kind of proactive, perspicacious, is that the word? Yes, investigate, that I'm talking about. All right, you're doing good. Final question. Why? Why CSEC? You're leaving a perfectly good, well-accomplished role on your home planet. You have achieved much, and you are making a difference to your people. Why come here, where there is a whole cultural shift, and heck, you'd be working with what you refer to as an alien? Why change? Why CSEC? And don't give me the answer that everyone gives, that you want to make a difference, that you want to fight injustice. There are a million ways you can fight injustice throughout any solar system. Why here? Why now? And if I told you working for CSEC brings with it the same limitations, the same rules, the same problems that law-keeping anywhere else brings with it, would your response be the same? All right. And would you be willing to break those rules if they impeded your case, or if you didn't agree with them? Think carefully. Fine. Let me rephrase. Do the means justify the ends? All right. I think we're done here. Don't call us. We'll call you. I just wanted to see how you'd respond. To be honest, this whole interview was a sham. You see, I have actually been handpicked screen you to see if you've got what it takes to be a specter. If you've got the sheer tenacity, attitude, and off the books style. Yeah, I always wanted to be one. Due to familial issues, that was never going to happen. However, I've been tracking your career for some time, and I gotta say, I'm impressed, even for your kind. And so, well, we have all the data on you we need. Completely healthy. In fact, it's almost as if you were built to be a specter. I will have no problem, with your permission, putting a recommendation through to the council to have you considered for the role. Is that something that you've been amenable to? Well, congratulations, human. Welcome to the Citadel, and welcome to CSEC. But more importantly, congratulations on your first stepping stone to becoming the Spectre. Put her there, I believe, is the vernacular.